American Craftsman Podcast is proud to partner with Montana Brand Tools. The West was built by people with strength and great pride in their workmanship. It was a necessity that early settlers of Montana have a strong will, a resilient character, and great determination to tame the rugged landscape while adapting to its dramatic climate. That spirit, made in the USA pride and craftsmanship, is alive today, both in how Montana Brand tools are manufactured and how they perform. Montana Brand power tool accessories are manufactured utilizing proprietary, state-of-the-art CNC machining equipment and the highest quality materials available. Montana Brand tools are guaranteed for life to be free of defects in material and workmanship because we build these tools with pride and determination. Montana Brand tools are manufactured by Rocky Mountain Twist, located in Ronan, Montana. Montana Brand's heritage comes from a long line of innovative power tool accessories. Use coupon code American Craftsman for 10% off your order at montanabrandtools.com. Well, here we are, episode 33 of the American Craftsman Podcast.
Time flies.
Flying. We still got 31 up here. I haven't been updating the
we're going to have to talk to
the set
production
list.
assistant.
Yeah. It's an unpaid position.
Yeah. We're pretty good at filling those unpaid positions,
Yeah.
right?
Oh, yeah, there's a lot of them. A whole lot of them. Well, let's not waste any time getting into the beer of the week this week because I'm pretty excited about this one.
Yeah.
So, 2 weeks ago, we had that frozen beer.
That's right.
The slushy beer.
The debacle of the frozen beer.
Which was, what was the name of that beer?
I just remember it was from, Kitsune.
Yeah. There was Moon. Moon was in the name.
Yeah.
So we actually hit them up because we like that beer so much and bought some beer, had them send it out to us. Yeah. So we have Forager from Kitsune Brewing. And I pulled a little blurb up here and it's gone. Got it back. Forager, Kitsune Brewing Company. It's a New England-style IPA. A full-body hazy IPA, dry-hopped with Galaxy, Citra, and Mosaic hops. This beer pours a beautiful orange color, offering a bold nose of citrus and pineapple. This beer displays a full body with a mouthfeel like you are sipping on clouds that makes each sip better than the last. So thanks to our buddy Tyler for the beer. We have some more coming.
Yeah, they gifted us that first batch, didn't they?
Yeah, so Sean, who's one of the guys that we chat with on Clubhouse and on Instagram. He's friends with Tyler, who is the owner and brewmaster at Kitsune. So he offered to send some out. We sent him some T-shirts and glasses and stuff, and we did a little swap, and got to try it out. So
I didn't do a very good pour this week.
Yeah, mine, I have a little bit left in here. It almost went over, but been dying to try this. I love the look. Cheers. Cheers to you guys.
Wow, that's good. It's unique without being like crazy flavored.
Yeah. I love that haziness. It's got an amazing color, especially up next to the can like that with that can. Pale pink color. Good stuff. It almost looks like juice, like fresh orange juice.
Yeah. Or the pineapple, the aforementioned pineapple.
Yeah. Yeah, my favorite beers are the ones that have that grapefruit, pineapple kind of flavor.
Yeah.
So excuse me.
It's going to be another winner this week.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, man, look at that on camera. Stark white head, and then it doesn't even look like beer.
No. Like a candle almost.
Yeah. Good stuff. We'll be trying the lager. Maybe we won't do it next week, but we'll do it the week following. Tool of the week this week. That's you. What do you got?
Well, as you know, my birthday was a couple of weeks back, and my nice aunt sent me a little Amazon gift card in the mail, and what did I do? I just went online and started looking for some small tools, hand tools.
Yeah, it got me a mallet, actually.
That's right. We'll get into that after the Weira Craft Form Compact. It's
hold it up a little closer to the camera.
It's kind of a fancy screwdriver.
Mm-hmm.
Comes in this little kit, and this is something that I'll put in my installation bag. So you just toss it in there. It's always good to have something that performs a few functions. So you got your cool Weira handle, and then this pops out. So you could use it as a stubby, or you could use it as like more traditional length. And then this piece actually removes.
Yeah, so you can put it in your drill.
And then inside, it comes with 6 bits. Now, one of my little things that I like to do is replace some of the bits. This set was 3 Phillips, 1, 2, and 3, and 3 straight, same size. So I just keep the Phillips number 2 and the straight number 2, and then I put in the square drive, the Roberts 1 and 2, and then I don't even know what you call these star drive bits.
Yeah, they're tight like a torque. Oh, maybe they're not Torx,
but
the T. I think they have more splines than a regular Torx. No,
it's the T designation.
Yeah, Torx.
Okay, yeah, a couple of the more common sizes there. So I kind of customize the inside, so I have 6, and this is a great little tool. It was pretty inexpensive. I don't remember exactly.
I have the same one,
under $30.
Yep.
And so this is like you got your little tool bag. You're in somebody's house, and you just need to take off light switch cover or something quick, and pull out your nice little tool driver set.
Yeah, I keep one of those in my tool belt. Which I don't really wear on an install unless it's like a kitchen install or something like that. But like if I'm doing something around the house, or like for example, I worked with Jamie on Monday, helped him take out a window and put in a new window. So like in my tool belt, I had that, and it always comes in handy. I forget what I have in mind. I definitely don't have a number 1 Phillips, but I do have a 2 and a 3. Good for like hinges and stuff like that, and definitely 2 slotted bits. I think I might have a red Torx, which is like the GRK size. They have the red and the gold. I don't know what the number is on those, but
I have the red and the green in there.
Yeah, it's nice because you have bits in there, and you could just always pull that thing out and throw it in your drill. So it's good.
Yeah, I like it, and it's one of those super handy things to have. It's like a utility knife or something like that. You always need something, and I'm gonna probably pick up a couple of posi bits, some little loose posi bits, because that's something you almost always need is the posi screwdriver.
Yep.
Even though we have actually a Weira, regular standalone.
I'll say the only downside to using like a non-dedicated posi drive is to get inside. You can't adjust. You can't adjust them unless it's a posi.
Unless it's a long
only
one, and then it doesn't fit in there. Yep.
I hate running into that. Like at the church, so we went to the to St. Anthony's to do the reupholster the kneelers for the altar rail, because the cleaners cleaned it with something and like bleached it out.
Something really abrasive.
Yeah. And these skirts, these oak skirts that go up to the kneeler, they're screwed in with plugs, and you can't get in there with a regular, I like to use the snappy or whatever bit holder, and you can't get in there because it's too big.
Yeah.
So
gotta go straight into the chuck.
You gotta have, you gotta have both, because you want to have one with a magnet, and then you got to be able to access things that are.
Yeah. And so we'll go back around and talk about that little mallet you got there. That's probably going to be
that's a big mallet.
Yeah, tool of the week coming up one of these times.
Yeah, so that's I don't know if it's also a simplex.
It is. I think it's the 4. I think they call it the
simplex 40.
Yeah.
There's like a difference between the heads though. They're different. It's a different material.
It is.
So I don't know what what Halder calls that, but it's a Halder simplex 40, and it has the red and the black. Which the red is a little harder than the white, and the black and the blue, I don't know, maybe the black's a little bit harder.
I think so. It seemed to be a little bit more robust all around.
Yeah, just wait till I get some panels glued up and be slamming that thing.
Surely you jest.
Yeah.
We had somebody in here that his methodology for
Flushing up glue ups
God, yeah,
was to smash it with a dead blow hammer. This is a finesse shop here.
That's right.
Leave the brute force at the door.
Yeah, yeah. But yours disappeared. We don't know what happened to it.
It's somewhere between Easton, Pennsylvania, and here. It's lost.
Yeah.
I think it's going to turn up like things always do, but God knows when.
Yeah. So that was. I couldn't figure out anything else. We're spoiled for stuff here in the shop. So.
Oh yeah.
I thought it'd be a nice surprise.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah, I used it at the church.
That's right.
What was that, yesterday?
Yeah.
Yeah. They're probably not up anymore, and you guys aren't going to see this or listen to this podcast, for another 5 or 6 hours because I won't have it up. But I put on the stories, the altar rail, and the confessionals yesterday, so you may have seen it. Actually, I want to say, before we get into the questions, we asked the patrons for some help last week, and they helped us out. If you listen to the podcast and you like it, go give us a review on Apple Podcasts.
Oh, that's right.
Or I'm not sure if Spotify has a rating system, but be a big help to.
That's right.
To
get
the podcast in front of more people. Yeah. And an honest review. I'm not asking for 5 stars if you don't think it's a 5-star, but
So check out. All the Weir stuffs.
Yeah.
It's nice.
I have a Weir Posi.
Yeah.
That's my go-to Posi drive. And I actually, aside from that, I have that Weeha, which is a 26-in-1 with the double-sided bits.
I was actually looking for that, but they didn't have it.
It's a little too big. It's not good to keep in a tool belt, but it's good. The belt clip on my knife was going loose, and it's like a Torx. What is it? The higher the number, the smaller it is.
Yeah, it's got everything in there. That screwdriver. 26
different bits, and they have different versions. So they have one that's for electricians, and one that has, I think, maybe the anti-tamper kind of ones.
Oh yeah,
with a hole
for bathroom stalls and stuff.
Yeah, and phones. You know how they have a one with a Torx with a hole in the middle.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that thing.
Yeah, remember when we were putting the refrigerator door panels on?
One guy, 10 minutes.
We came across those zany, everything was a different screw, and it was all these unorthodox screws.
Like that thing.
Yes, which we will get into.
Yeah, we're going to use every metric size Allen key from 8mm all the way down to 2.5.
And every now and again, we'll give you an SAE.
Yeah, just to throw you off. Just so you get it in there and wiggle it around a little bit and question what the hell you're doing.
Oh.
Well, speaking of the devil, I guess we should get into these questions here, huh?
Yeah. Now, this first question, you think this would be almost like a setup?
It certainly felt like a setup.
Yeah.
When it came in yesterday, and we're gonna try and keep things civil here and professional.
Yeah.
But it may diverge.
It doesn't mean we won't be honest.
No. Well, yeah. Honesty is our priority.
That's our stock in trade.
So this question came in last night from Tommy's Custom Shop on Instagram. What are your thoughts and opinions on Oliver machines compared to Powermatic? I'm looking into getting a new joiner and wondering if the Oliver parallelogram joiner is worth it compared to just the PM60HH, which is helical head stands for. Would love to hear your thoughts. Sorry, that's from Tommy.
Yeah, this isn't the first time it's happened where we talk about something or have something going on in the shop, and then a question comes in that seems like it was written for us.
It seems to happen every week, pretty much. So how to go about explaining the situation? Many of you know about 8 weeks ago, I'll say, we got the new Oliver planer, the 20-inch planer, and the shaper. The shaper's been great. Haven't had any issues with it. We've used it not a whole lot, but a decent amount, considering that we don't use a shaper very often in our work. We've used it a decent amount for the amount of time that we've had it. But the planer has been let's say, less than functional.
Yeah.
Since we got it.
And we looked up Oliver originally because we have about an 18-year-old 10-inch jointer.
Yep. Yeah, we have that 4240, which, we've recommended to everybody. It's not a model they make anymore, but we based our purchase off of our experience with the 4240.
Yeah, it's been a cornerstone of our production.
Yeah, I mean, that's the second tool that the wood hits every time.
Yeah.
Gets cut to the rough length, and then it goes to the joiner.
Yeah.
And it's been a really good joiner.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we get in the 4430 201 or whatever they call it. It's the helical head 4430 20-inch planer. And we're having feed issues. So the boards aren't feeding through. They're going in and they're getting stuck right before the cutter head.
Yeah.
So it turns out that the chip breaker was too low. It wasn't calibrated from the factory.
Right,
so
which it should have been.
Right. Of course. The wood is actually hitting this thing before it gets into the cutter head, past the cutter head, into the outfeed roller. So we make some adjustments, and we're still having issues, and we reach out and, play phone tag. We get...
for about 2 weeks.
Yeah, well, we'll call you at 7 o'clock, or you call at 7 a.m. Pacific time and call. I can't get a hold of anybody anyway. So, basically all they could tell us was, yeah, you just got to set everything back up to factory specs, and you should be all good to go. So we do that, buy a new dial indicator to make sure that...
Because the old one, we figured, must be something wrong with this. It's not accurate enough.
It's not, the best setup because it didn't have a magnetic stand. And
couldn't be that, couldn't be the machine.
Right, yeah. So we're figuring, we'll just get this thing and set it up. It'll be fine. So, we set it up, literally talking 4 times to this point. Set everything up to factory spec. The cutter head is 0. Chip breaker's at 0 to... plus 200, so a tiny bit lower, it'll go up, or maybe it was minus, I forget. Anyway, infeed roller is at 2 to 3 hundredths lower than the cutter head. Outfeed roller is at same thing, 2.5 to 3.5 hundredths lower. So we set it up. We're still having issues. Then we start to notice on this machine. It's unique to this and some of the Laguna machines. The cutter head assembly is what moves.
Right.
So on most planers, the bed is what moves up and down, and the cutter head is fixed. It's fixed at the top. On this one, the bed is fixed, and the cutter head moves up and down. This way you can have infeed and outfeed.
Right. It's for more production style work in general.
Yeah, and if you have big long pieces, it's easier to set up work holding. Or support, infeed and outfeed support. We start to notice that on the gearbox side, which is the right side, that when you're looking at the scale that reads the thickness of cut, it's deflecting up. On the scale, it's reading almost a 16th of deflection. And
then when the board passes through,
it drops down. Yeah. So we're like, man, what the hell is going on here?
Right.
And again,
the feed problems all of a sudden were on the back burner.
Yeah.
Now we have real issues.
But let the techs know that, and they, you just got to set it up. We haven't had any problems with these machines. Blah blah blah.
Right.
So then finally, we're talking 2 weeks ago now. I had to get in touch, and I'm like, listen, this machine is a dud. Like,
it's a lemon.
It's no good. We've tried everything, and what I'm told is, we had 10 machines that left the factory and didn't get calibrated.
Yeah,
they weren't factory calibrated from the factory. The factory calibrated from the factory. So we're like, oh man. But we've been able to fix all the other machines by just walking the people through how to set it up. So we're being patient. We say, okay, we'll wait to hear from the techs again. And then, 4 days go by, we get a phone call. Oh, yeah, so what'd you do? Well, I set everything back up to factory, this. Okay, let me have somebody else call you. Ask the same questions. Like, listen, we've set it up 4, 5, 6 times now.
And we're good at this.
I've tried different setups. Yeah. Justin and some other guys in this little group that we talk in on Instagram. They're like, try this, set the infeed to 5 thou instead of 200s.
Right.
So I'm trying different things to get it to work, even outside of what's in the book. And we can't get any answers. They finally hand it over to the higher ups and, put in, we send video footage of what's happening, of the problems. They send it to the higher ups and they contact, engineers in Taiwan where the things are being made, and all very slow going. And
there's no urgency on their part, even though they know we're a 2-man shop and that we process all our wood through the joiner and planer, and this grinds operations to a halt.
Right. I mean, we ran 200 board feet, something like 200 board feet or 250 board feet of walnut through this thing, and it was
excruciating.
It took us 2-3 days.
Yeah.
I mean, we can't begin to quantify how much time, in turn, is money that's been sunk into this thing in lost productivity, troubleshooting, communicating back and forth with Oliver.
Yeah.
So, we're very confident we're going to be able to fix the machine, but if not, here are the 2 options. We could either give you a full refund or we could sell you this more expensive machine.
Yeah.
We'll give you a 35% discount off of MSRP, which is obviously the most inflated price. Well, here's the thing. The refund is all well and good. We got a bad machine and we cut our losses for all the time we wasted with it, time and energy, sold a perfectly good planer to bring this in, thinking it would help the shop. But there's no planers available right now.
No.
The supply chain is totally effed. There's literally not a 20-inch helical head planer to be bought. There's not one. There's none. If there is, it's sitting in some little store somewhere,
and we can't find it.
Right? Because how the hell do we know? None of the major Grizzlies got nothing. Tool Nut, nothing. All these
Elite machinery,
Woodcraft, Rockler, nothing. Nobody has anything. So we can't replace this machine.
No. We can't get another 20-inch planer.
Right. So option A is out.
Yeah.
Option B, we'll sell you this $9,000 planer. This is a $3,000 planer. We'll sell you this $9,000 planer. So it ends up with the discount and refund, it ends up being almost $3,000 out of pocket.
Yeah.
So now we have to crate this machine up. We have to receive a new machine. We have to lift a machine that now weighs 3 times as much as this weighs, 1,500 pounds. We have to install a new 50 amp line over here because this is on a 40 amp line. We got to buy 6-wire. We got to buy the receptacle. We got to get conduit. We got to run it over here. You're talking hours and hours and money and headache and
probably both of us for a day by the time it's said and done.
Yeah, $300 in material once you get the wire and all that. So that's not good either. We didn't plan on spending $5,900 on a planer for a 22-inch planer.
No, we don't really need it. It'd be a luxury.
Yeah.
But
I mean, we take 1 30-second passes on that at most.
Yeah.
We do, very light passes because basically we just get us the most thickness we can out of 5/4. Like if it's an 1 1/16, so be it.
Yeah.
We just, we process it very, very gently. We're not taking 1/8 inch or 1/4 inch passes or anything.
No.
So we don't even need that machine. So it's like, I'm telling them, we're stuck between a rock and a hard place. Like, what are we supposed to do? We have this bad machine. You won't even send a tech out to look at it.
Yeah, that was the thing. We asked them to send a tech out to the shop and see if they could, repair it, do whatever it is, because our first choice was to keep this machine.
Right. We're already in so deep on it. Yeah. All the time and money. Like, that's the best option is if this one just worked.
Mm-hmm. It wasn't a knee-jerk reaction by us where it's like, this machine's giving us trouble, take it back. We wanted to keep this machine. Yeah. We just need it to work properly.
I wish it had worked when we got it, and I wish it had worked when I tuned it back up 5 times.
Right.
If it was fine after 5 times putting it back to where it was supposed to be, then okay.
Yeah.
It sucks, but we have a working planer. Every piece of wood in this shop goes through the planer. Mm-hmm. We can't make money unless we have a planer that works.
Yeah.
So, you know, a $3,000 investment all of a sudden turns into now we're losing money.
Yeah.
So the customer service has been horrendous.
Yeah, they treat us as insignificant. That's the way I feel.
So we're talking back and forth about, you know, how we're going to fix this. And then I see on Instagram pop up Oliver, hey, new 16-inch helical head planers in stock. Don't fucking send one to us.
Right.
Don't say, listen, it's on a truck. It's coming.
Right.
We'll figure out the 20-inch, but here's a 16-inch for now.
Mm-hmm.
I hate this in emails when people say, you know, I really share your frustration.
Yeah.
No, listen, buddy, you have no clue because here's your frustration. You got to deal with me.
Yeah.
Here's my frustration. The shop is at a standstill because we have a planer that doesn't work.
And we have to sort it out. It's not like we could even just
push it to the side.
And order something else.
Yeah.
There's nothing equivalent available out there right now.
I would have had, first thing would have been, a tech would have been scheduled at the first conversation. You're having issues with the planer, a tech is going to come out and take a look because you know what? As mechanically inclined as we are, we're not machinery techs. That's what they do. They work for Powermatic, Jet, Oliver, all these companies. They work on these planers. So I would have had somebody come out and fix it, especially when you tell me that you had 10 machines that left the factory and they weren't fucking set up.
Right.
So how could any of this be on us? Like, I would be bending over backwards.
Yeah, it's not as simple as buying something at the, you know, department store that you go to in your car and, you know, it's in the neighborhood and you bring it back and make an exchange.
Yeah.
It's a big process. This company's on the West Coast, the trucking time.
It's an 800-900 pound delivery.
Yeah. The shop, the way it's situated, it's down a gravel driveway that's good 200 feet from the street.
Yeah.
I mean, it takes some logistics to make these things happen. And we were prepared for that when we brought these machines in.
Right.
We didn't prepare for it not working and needing to be done again in, you know, less than a month's time.
Yeah. Yeah, I forgot too, you know, originally the shaper that we had been promised got sold out from under us, you know. We paid for it and then all of a sudden it was sold. And yeah, so it's been quite an ordeal.
Yeah. They've been you know, blowing smoke up our ass for a long time now.
Yeah. And now they're just super short with all the communication. Just I said, all right, listen, we'll send it back. So you know what we did today? We bought a Powermatic.
Yeah. And
I can guarantee you
15 inches is all we could
That's
find.
all we could do. So, you know, again, we're getting fucked here. We're getting screwed. There's no two ways about it. We got the short end of the stick on this deal.
But we needed a planer, and there's nothing else we could do. The last communication we had with Oliver, now they worded it in a way, you know, when people start to get edgy in their communication, they said, as long as we'll refund your money, as long as you crate it up as, what was their word? As
I forget.
You know, as required or something like that. They had some sort of, it sounded a little bit like legalese.
Yeah.
So we wrote them back immediately and said, just let us know any requirement and we'll meet it.
Forward any and all requirements for creating.
And we didn't hear back from
it's
them.
ready. Yeah.
And that was
at
4 or 5 hours ago.
8:45 this morning.
Yeah. So
now they're finally answering the emails. You know, that's the other thing. They know that we're on the East Coast. I get phone calls at 6 o'clock at night. And we're told that they're in there at 7 Pacific. Call me at 10 a.m.
Yeah.
10 a.m. Eastern time. You're there at 7. Call me when you get in. Don't call me at 6 o'clock. I'm not at the shop.
Yeah. And the thing is, stuff goes wrong.
Absolutely. It's all about how you handle it after the fact.
That's right. We were very patient throughout all this, but...
Oh, actually, I was sick over the weekend. I couldn't tell anybody about... You were sick?
Right, that's what they told us.
What if we got a call from a client and, you know, the cabinets were falling off of the wall?
Yeah.
Would I wait until Monday?
Days,
Wait until Monday to go? Or if it was, you know, they called on Friday night, would I be there Saturday at 7 a.m.?
Yeah, I'd have to go too, wouldn't I?
But what if we had to lose some money because we screwed up and didn't screw the cabinets in right and they fell off the wall?
That's on us.
No, that's the client's fault for hiring us.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I know. I know it goes against everything that we preach as far as how we like to do business and how we communicate with our clients. And I think it hurts us a little bit because they sort of led us to believe we were important.
Yeah.
We were building a relationship with them. 3 of our main machines in the shop were all Oliver.
Yeah. Oh, they were appreciative of, us talking about Oliver and,
but it was all a smokescreen.
Yeah.
In the end, the only way they wanted to help us was to upsell us a machine.
Right. And I asked for a better price on the machine because we would have made it work. And they couldn't.
No, they didn't even entertain it. They just probably...
I can't come down anymore on the price. Well, what do you mean you can't come down anymore on the price?
Yeah.
No, you can. You just won't.
Right. So Oliver did us dirty in the end.
Yeah, and I'm sorry that we ever even recommended the machines because even if the machine is good, you don't want to deal with customer service like this. If something ever goes wrong, you want to be treated like a customer.
Yeah, I mean, it's not something that we could have foreseen.
No.
But hopefully this will serve as some, bit of information for people going forward.
Yeah, and I don't place any blame on the machine. Things go wrong with machines. It's a quality control thing if it leaves the factory without being checked.
Right, they were probably...
That's one thing. That's not good.
Harried and hopeless over there trying to get things through.
Which I understand. Yeah, things are back ordered and they're trying to push machines out and get them on boats. And okay, that I can give them that. That's understandable. But how you handle it after the fact.
And we've got 3 machines here.
Right.
We've spent plenty of money.
Since 2002?
Yeah.
2004?
Yeah. So it kind of gives you an idea what they think of us in particular and maybe us in the marketplace, what a small business means to them. Because if you're a small business like ours, a 2-man shop, you can't really spend much more unless you were just starting from scratch and outfitting your entire shop with one tool brand.
Yeah, or taking on a bunch of debt,
Right.
And I told him, I said, listen, we're a small 2-man owner-operator setup. Like, we can't afford to pay another $3,000 for a planer, plus all the ancillary costs that come along with receiving a planer that's bigger, heavier, requires more power.
Yeah.
And
means changing things around in the shop.
Didn't care.
Nope. They gave us the
old FU.
Yeah. So,
I mean, we had to buy the dial indicator. We had to go out. Oh, we got the solution. You got to torque down these 8 bolts to 18 to 24 pounds. I said, all right, I'm going to have to go buy a torque wrench.
Right.
We had to go.
We're a woodworking shop. We didn't have a torque wrench.
Right. We got no business doing that on the machine. The machine should have come set up. So I had to go out, buy the socket, Allen head sockets.
Right.
Everything was torqued down.
Yeah.
So they said, oh, well, we're still waiting to find out the actual foot-pounds because we don't have that machine here. They don't even have one of these machines in Washington. You should have one of every machine just in case something goes wrong.
There was a certain amount of incompetence mixed in with their lack of caring.
Yeah.
I
mean, there's not even anything in the book about the adjusting the chip breaker.
No.
And that was where the whole thing... Where it went wrong first.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you guys could tell we're visibly upset.
We're frustrated.
And feel slighted.
Mm-hmm.
I mean.
Yeah. There's a blow to our, not ego, but our pride, I'm going to say.
Yeah. So, take the information and interpret it how you may, but...
Yeah. These are all, none of these facts have been exaggerated or anything like that.
No, if anything, they've been downplayed.
Yeah, it's all true stuff. We could be on a rant.
Yeah.
But we're just retelling our experience here. So to answer your question, we just bought a Powermatic tool to replace our Oliver, and that's what we're going to recommend,
I mean, I haven't heard a bad thing about Powermatic customer service. I've heard nothing but good things. So
Oliver seems to be new in the in this arena, and they're going to probably experience some growing pains.
Yeah. And I won't get into anything else. On the Patreon, we'll talk about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there you go. I hope that helps, Tommy.
Yep.
Is that the longest we ever spent on one question?
We've been going for 35 minutes.
That's probably true.
Yeah, because we got into it pretty quick. Yeah. How painful that 30 minutes was, it's been a painful 2 months. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah.
This might be a 2-beer episode.
So our next question comes from Corey. CT. Does CT stand for Connecticut? Or could it
I
be
think it's Corey
something?
Yeah. Yep.
CT Woodwork.
Yeah,
because
he's in Long Island.
All right. Do you use a laser level or simply a level on the job site? What brand do you recommend?
Depends on the scope of the install.
Yeah.
A kitchen. A room. Yeah, a kitchen. I'm using a laser level. I have the Greene Bosch 12 volt. Don't remember the model number off the top of my head, but it's the 360 degree 3-axis. So it does, a level line, a plumb line, and I guess it's 2 plumb lines, a level line and 2 plumb lines. So it shoots 3 ways, 360 degrees.
Yeah.
So you can just put it in the center of the room, shoot the whole room, and whether you leave it on or you just put some marks, snap lines, whatever, you have a good reference. It's easy to find low points and high points. It's really nice.
Yeah.
If it's like a wall unit or something,
like in Easton.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Like on something like a wall unit where if it's 36 or if it's 36 and a quarter or 35 and a half or whatever, it doesn't matter. We just use a level.
Yeah.
It's easier, less setup. I wouldn't say it's easier, but just less setup. And, if the level fits on the one piece that you're putting in, then that's all you really need.
Yeah, we have those nice Stabilo levels of yours.
Yeah, I got them all from 70, what's the long one? 78, all the way down
doors.
to the torpedo.
Yeah.
The 16-inch is nice. That comes in handy a lot.
I just got a little grumpy.
Yeah, 10-inch torpedo.
A lot of things in the shop have nicknames.
Yeah. Brands we recommend. I really like the Bosch. PLS. I've worked at PLS Lasers, Pacific Laser Systems, I think it is. Those are really nice. I'm not sure if they make a green one. Beiter or Beiter, Beiter, I think it is. Those are supposed to be really good. But again, I only have experience with the PLS and the Bosch. Even the red lasers I used to have were Bosch.
What's the significance of the light color?
The green is much easier to see.
Yeah.
In high light, in bright.
Yeah.
In bright situations.
Rooms,
yeah. Yeah. Those red lasers suck. they really suck. I'd say it's worth it to spend the extra money to get a green.
Why do they keep making red?
It's cheaper, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe.
The green, not only is it a color difference, but it is brighter.
Yeah. All right. You want to read Jack Pallett's next question?
Yeah, this is the Jordan Jack Pallett show. We had the Freddie Period Craftsman show last week. Got a bunch of questions from Jordan this week. What is the bathroom rules for on-site at a customer's house? To do or not to do?
I can't stop thinking about our former employer. What?
Yep. He would.
He lived by his own rules.
Yep. Yeah, he would, without even asking, go in and stink up your bathroom.
Oh, my God. I'm going to say that we're pretty much, we usually hold it in, but if we're there all day, whatever, we'll be, we're number one and clean up after yourself. And
it's always important to ask, I think.
We're in somebody's space.
Is there a powder room I can use?
Yeah. And people are so nice, Of course.
Well, if you deny someone the right to use your bathroom, you're a scumbag.
I know.
It's one thing if it was like the Amazon delivery driver or something, but like
we're working in your house.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing.
And we've been here all day sucking down coffee. Like, what do you expect?
By the time we get into somebody's home for the installation, we've had a relationship with them for months, probably.
Yep. Oh, man, that reminds me of when we went up to Easton. So we get up there. I think we left around, 10 o'clock or so.
And I went to the bathroom right before we left.
Yeah, so we finished the install. We sat down for some tea and
we all drank
snacks.
tea on top of it.
And then, we left, and I had to go to the bathroom, but I was all discombobulated from, saying goodbye and leaving, and I didn't go. So then I'm in my truck. Rob's in his old truck that we borrowed from our buddy John, who he sold it to. And I'm texting Rob. I'm like, I'm going to pull into this Chick-fil-A and go to the bathroom. So stop, park, walk up. The door's locked. I'm like, what the hell? The drive-thru was packed with people. I guess they don't have the inside open.
Yeah.
Then I to get back out to the highway, we had to turn the other way. And so then I pull into a BP gas station. So I go inside and I'm like, I got to buy something. I'm like, I can't be that guy who just comes in and goes to the bathroom. If it was an outside bathroom, that would have been fine. But so I go in and I grab a Diet Coke and pay for it. And I turn and big sign on the bathroom, out of order. I'm like, motherfucker. So we get back, go down the opposite way, turn back around. Yeah. Then I see a Wawa.
Yeah.
And I missed the turn because it was like some wacky thing where you had to turn into a strip mall. And then I'm like, what the hell? And I just couldn't find a place to go to the bathroom.
Yeah.
So I went from 10 a.m. all the way. It was 4:30 by the time we got back here. But I got really good at holding it.
Yeah.
Because, sometimes you're on a job site and there just isn't a bathroom.
No, I know. It's terrible.
If the house is under construction or something, sometimes there's no porta-john.
I remember when I was a bike messenger, there would only be one or two places that you could get into a bathroom. Mm-hmm. So you'd know exactly where those deliveries were, and you'd plan your whole day around it.
Oh, my God. Yeah, I have a buddy who he delivers payroll.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, and he's got a couple spots that he knows
Same
of.
thing, yeah. If you're out of doors, let's say, and in the city, where we delivered, you can't just go wherever you want.
Yep.
So we've the rules are
be polite.
Yeah.
Don't do anything you wouldn't want somebody doing in your house.
There you go. It's the golden rule. Yeah. It's the golden rule. Mm-hmm. Should we digress? You know what I just thought of?
What?
The cutting board for the table for the RV.
Oh. Yeah, you could spill those beans if you want.
We won't use any names.
No,
how's that?
That's fine.
So the shop's out behind the house. It's definitely about 40 feet or something from the house.
Yeah.
So we had this couple, of middle age, whatever, in their 50s, couple my age, come to the shop, and the wife asks if she can use the bathroom before she leaves. Mm-hmm. I say, sure, no problem. Let me show you where it is. I walk her in the house. At the time we had Sammy, and was an aggressive dog, so I had to go in there, because he wouldn't have let strangers in the house. I go in there, and I can't remember what I needed to go back in the house for, but there was such a stink coming out of the bathroom. It was like the whole house smelled like...
Shouldn't have had those enchiladas.
Oh, my God. It was awful. From this real prim, proper, on the outside woman. It was really like a real truck stop kind of experience.
Yeah, and we've seen how our perception has evolved.
Yeah. So, never judge a book by its cover in lots of ways.
Well, that reminds me of a story. So, worked on this house about when I was a finish carpenter. About, let's say it was 4 years ago. It was supposed to be a kitchen renovation, turned into a 4,000 square foot addition to this house. We're talking, almost a 7-figure renovation. Oh, wait, 7-figure? Yeah. Yeah, almost $1 million
Yeah.
worth of renovating.
6 euros.
So they're doing punch list, and who was it? It was the cabinet guys who did not the kitchen cabinets, but some built-ins and stuff. They're actually right up the road, a bunch of hacks. I won't say who they are. If you're listening, you probably know. But I doubt they listen. So they had this guy who I hadn't seen with them a lot. He was there helping whoever the main guy was. And how did this go about? I forget. He said something about using the bathroom. We're in the mud room. I'm working in the garage. They're working in the mud room. He said something about using the bathroom. And now I'm the lead finish carpenter. So it's the project manager, and then I'm sort of the next guy in charge. I'm the only guy there. I said, "You're not going to use that bathroom inside." I said, "There's a porta-john over there." He said something about it being too cold or something. So I leave. I had to go to Builders General to pick some stuff up to the supply house. I come back, go inside the mudroom, and the housekeeper is like frantic, mopping water and stuff up off the floor.
Oh, geez.
This guy took a shit, clogged the toilet.
Oh, my God.
It overflowed, went through the floor, through the sheetrock in the basement, ruined the whole ceiling. It was this whole, it came out of the toilet.
His turds were visible.
On the floor. Yeah.
Oh, my God. What a nightmare.
And he was like a real scummy white trash looking guy. And I had some choice words for them.
Any back charging involved in this incident?
I don't know what ultimately transpired because I wasn't privy to that kind of information, but I would hope so.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, I told you not to use that bathroom. We were talking about a multi-million-dollar house here. Yeah. This is a brand new powder room.
Yeah. As I don't know what adjective to use, as colorful as both of our stories have been, the story we are not telling that only our former workmates will know of, it pales in comparison to the capper of all bathroom stories.
I'm pretty sure I know what you're talking about.
We cannot.
Does it involve socks?
No. That guy's involved in too many of these stories.
Yeah.
But more precisely one where he never made it.
Gotta change your eating habits. That's what I'll say.
Man, this really went downhill fast. Let's get
who
to
who knew this was gonna be the question that took us off the
next question.
This is from one of our patrons, Colin, one of our Aussie listeners, Beaver Badger on Instagram. Red oak. Why is it the ugly sister to white oak? I have no interest in using it, but just curious to know.
Yeah. I think it just appearance speaks for itself. It's that pinkish hue, especially most of us have seen it with that cathedral grain, flat sawn. It is the ugly sister.
Yeah. I think a lot of it is perception because a lot of times you can't tell the difference between white oak and red
some
oak.
of them, I go, what are you looking at? Are you slanted in life?
It's just been that red oak has been used for so much ugly cabinetry that it has this stigma around
it. Good point.
Red oak or white oak floor, if it's got a darker stain,
then you're not going to know.
You really don't know the difference. I mean, you can tell if you're in the know, but Jim and Jane, they got no fucking clue.
But if you put the clear on it,
then it's
not as nice as the golden hued.
Yeah, and like quarter sawn red oak is pretty.
Yeah.
So I think that's it. It's just been used for so many ugly things that it gets a bad rap.
Those big box store cabinets and
even like the more quote unquote custom cabinets of the 90s and early 2000s, I guess.
It must grow a little bit more abundantly because it's cheaper.
Yeah.
Or it might be cheaper because less people want it.
Yeah.
Supply and demand there.
Mm-hmm.
So good on you, Colin, for not having an interest in using it. Keep that price down.
Yeah, they have red oak in Australia?
I don't know. Tell you the truth. I mean, I'm guessing that would have to be imported.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm all for not like Sapele is the only thing that we use that's imported.
Mm-hmm.
I'm all for using what's around you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like Australia's got
locally.
some beautiful woods, as Colin knows well, because he goes out into the bush and gets it.
I'd like to see some like cabinet jobs with indigenous woods.
Yeah.
Maybe Colin can share some photos with us.
Yeah.
All right. I think this is true. Do you have an American-made shirt you like to wear? That's Jordan, Jack Pallet on Instagram's asking. I'm pretty sure our company shirts are American-made, aren't they?
Our first ones were. I don't remember. It was American Apparel were the brand of shirts, they were nice. The fabric was nice. I didn't like the fit.
Yeah.
They were like tight and long, which, you know, if you see me in person, that ain't going to work. I'm short and wide. So I need a wide,
Need something to flatter the physique.
Shirt. Yeah. Yeah. Like I had like 6 inches of bunched up shirt at the bottom, which I hate. I hate that. So, I mean, we went with just Gildan, made in, I don't even know where, Bangladesh or something, probably.
Probably in India somewhere.
Yeah.
We try to always support the American-made stuff. The T-shirts that we wear, it's available, but when you get them printed on, it narrows it down. Like, I remember years ago, I bought a whole bunch of just plain T-shirts to wear to work with no printing on them, and I got made in America. But we're usually limited to the stock that the printers carry.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's not to say that we couldn't probably find an American-made shirt with a good fit, but then we're also getting into shirts being like $20 a piece or something just to have printed.
It's raining again.
Yeah, wow. We've been getting this rain where it doesn't look like it's raining, but you can hear it on the metal roof. I think when we ordered those shirts originally, they were about $20 a piece cost.
Yeah.
So to be able to, you know, offer them to everybody on the website and stuff, it's just not.
Yeah, we couldn't charge, you know, by the time we boxed it and sold it, it'd be a
$25 plus shipping or something. Who's paying $25 for a shirt?
Yeah, you can't. So maybe if you know something out there, supplier, we'd be happy to check it out.
Yeah, I mean, 1620 does do.
Yeah, they have their own brand of shirt.
And they'll do screen printing. Oh. But again, we're probably talking $35
yeah,
a shirt.
They're expensive.
Because even the fabric is made, you know, that's the thing. A lot of these American shirts, the fabric is made overseas too. So it's hard. You got to pick and choose your battles.
I'm wearing those 1620 shorts that cost.
How they been?
They're good.
Yeah.
I got them.
Are they very stretchy?
I don't know, because I bought them oversized so that I could actually wash them and dry them. So I have to wear a belt with them.
You do like a Chuck Norris side kick?
I could, yeah. I tear something though. I only have one kick.
Herniated disc.
Yeah. I wear my $128 shorts.
Well, I had that gift certificate to 1620. I got to get something.
So, but
I don't need any more pants.
They are rugged. I mean, listen, Jeff and I are not impressing anybody here. As long as I'm just working here in the shop, we blow them off with the compressor at the end of the day, or brush them or vacuum them, and I hang them on a hook in the hallway, and I put them on the next morning.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, if you're wearing your pants to work one day, you got problems. That's a waste of water.
Everything else is clean.
Yeah.
But the shorts, you know.
I don't have room in my dresser for six pairs of. I have 4 pairs of work pants. I'm like, this is too many.
Yeah. So they're totally durable and hold up to that kind of use where you wash them once a week.
Yeah. If you have to like go to like a job site and it's like a finished house and
I'll wear something else.
Yeah. Or just wash your pants when you get home and then wear fresh ones. Wear them fresh the next day.
Yeah. So we don't really have any great recommendations. We've had them in and out of the shop. We've had some American-made T-shirts.
Yeah.
But that's it. You just got to look. If you type, American Made in USA T-shirt, you can get a cotton shirt. But there's something about a lot of the fit on them that's not.
Yeah.
Because they're made for like a good. If you got a nice slim build, you'll be all right. So that might say something about us too.
Yeah. We'll give a little shout out to Upstate Merch, who does our screen printing. They're up in Whitney Point, New York. They use all eco-friendly inks and stuff, Plastisol. And they make shirts for some big name comedians, and I know they make them for like the Modern Craftsman Podcast and stuff like that. Also, I've been thinking about this. Like, if you guys want a run of American Craftsman Podcast shirts, not Greene Street Joinery shirts, let us know. We can maybe we'll set up like a pre-order, and we'll get a gauge of how many, and then we'll set up an order.
They have a pretty small minimum, I think, right?
It's 12. Yeah, we need to get shirts anyway for Greene Street.
Yeah.
So let us know. I was gonna say you can go on their website, and they have a list of all the different shirts that they carry to be printed on.
Cool.
We got another one here from a patron, another Aussie.
Oh, wow.
Miles Thompson, Eat Drink Wine Guy on Instagram. What did you do before you had the Festool Domino for joinery? Loose tenons, traditional mortise and tenon, dovetails, or was there another method you preferred? And what are your thoughts on dowels? It seems that they get a bad rap, but a lot of great woodworkers use them, and I understand that Krenov was certainly a proponent.
That's a good question.
Yeah.
Me personally, before the domino, and even with the domino, just the regular traditional mortise and tenon is it, because if I'm thinking domino, it's a style of joint that is going to have a function.
Yep.
And that's where the traditional mortise and tenon will take its place, because that's sort of what the domino does. It's
right. It's just an easier way to do.
Right. So if I'm thinking mortise and tenon is going to work here, it would be traditional or domino.
Yep.
I never did doweling. I never had a predisposition towards it as far as it being like a bad or good way of doing things.
No, I mean, there's plenty of great furniture that's been built with dowels.
Yeah.
I never really existed in like a pre-domino world. As crazy as that sounds.
What did you do when we had with the dial-up phones?
Yeah. When you used to have to unplug the phone to get on the internet. Yeah, I'm not really qualified to answer this question.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, the domino was a revelation.
And I got a domino in like maybe 2014.
Yeah.
I only started as a carpenter in 2013, 2012.
Right. Like, I didn't know of loose mortise and tenon joinery.
Yeah, I mean, that definitely, I mean, people did do just slip tenons like that, which is a domino just cut with whatever, a router or by hand. And actually, Freddie, I think we might have talked about it last week, that oscillating mortiser.
Oh, yeah.
That's where they got the idea. I mean, if they didn't, it was a total like in a vacuum kind of thing. But it's like a mortising machine, but the chisel oscillates and it cuts this square,
that.
wide square thing in one shot. Then you could just make a slip tenon and pop it in. I wish that they would come up with something like that for the domino, so that it would be way easier to make. Obviously, they want to make money on the dominoes, but this way you can make your own dominoes very easily.
Yeah. Yeah, I would like if it had more edges on it instead of the rounded, I think.
Yeah, if it was square, you just rip it, plane it.
Yeah. Now we can make them out of wood, and that matches or complements what we're doing. And
you could glue it in and then do a through tenon.
Yeah, like you could work in the design where now it's got to be a hidden thing.
Yep.
So, do you have any feeling on the domino on dowels at all?
I mean, I don't really have any experience with dowels other than in like 32 millimeter cabinet systems and stuff like that.
Yeah, I think what your point about the red oak being part of lots of really crappy furniture, I think that's where the dowels got lumped in as well.
Yep. Yeah, the dowel was, the predecessor to the domino kind of, and the same way that the domino gets a bad rap sometimes of being like a cheater's way of doing.
Right.
The dowel gets the same bad rap. And there are doweling machines like a domino.
Yeah.
Like I know Lamello makes one. But drilling a hole and then putting a dowel center, and it's kind of like seems like an inaccurate kind of thing.
That was my kind of impression when I was starting out. It's like, I don't think I want to follow this.
They do have jigs, I know the W brand makes one, the red one. And like Miles Craft, I know they make one. But yeah, I'm living in a post-domino existence.
Yeah, you youngsters.
Yeah.
Got it made.
Just wait till the new thing comes out.
Well, do you have any more ideas for plans? Coffee table. Oh, that again. Somebody's reading our mind.
Yeah.
That's Jordan again, Jack Pallet.
Yeah, so we were talking about this in Clubhouse on, was it maybe yesterday?
Yeah, time is hard to measure nowadays.
Speaking of Clubhouse, if anybody needs an invite, let me know. It's iPhone only right now still. I know they're supposed to open up the beta to Android next month, but I have a bunch of invites that threw me like at one shot. They're like, here's 20 invites. I'm like,
yeah, I got a handful as well.
Yeah. So hit us up if you want to get on. You can, go to In the Shop, which is a club where a lot of makers meet, all different, people who are just, do it once a month to people who are full-time like us, which is cool. You get to socialize and pick people's brain and, talk about woodworking or, like wanting to date the mailman, stuff like that. That's what we were talking about earlier.
Yeah, there's some networking that's happened, but mostly it's a support group, I would say, for people, who are craftspeople. And in today's day and age, you're swimming upstream.
Yep. So we got to talking about plans, and the dilemma that we have is that everything we build for the most part is so specific for the given application and
user
space,
specific, client specific, that
they don't really translate into something that would be like commercially viable for just people to build. So that's been a struggle. It's definitely something that we'd like to do. We have the one set of plans on the website if anybody's interested. It's 3 sets. It's an Adirondack chair, the footstool, matching footstool, and matching side table. You can either buy them all separate or buy them all as one. So we do have that, but
the instructions take a shockingly long amount of time to put together.
Yeah, you're talking about like an entire day just to write the written.
Yeah, you're trying to think about all the stuff you take for granted as...
And you got to proofread and have somebody else read it and, like, does this make sense? Yeah. So, it's a lot of work. Like, we haven't made a profit on the... not even close.
It's not a for-profit kind of thing. It's just a sharing experience.
Yep. So, definitely an idea that we'd like to pursue, Jordan, but it's probably going to be a slow rollout.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll try and do another one soon. But
thanks for asking, though.
Yeah,
I love the interest. And if you have ideas that you'd like to, build, and you just need some help, reach out to us.
Oh yeah,
we could throw some SketchUps your way.
Jordan actually bought the Adirondack plans, and he says he's going to build them.
Oh man, I love that. We haven't seen any in the flesh yet.
Nope.
I mean, we've built them. The reason we picked the Adirondacks was just the very first Adirondacks are out on the porch, on the deck there. And then I had done a lot of work for this family. And, when you're young and got a lot of energy, you do stuff like this. I decided I was going to make this guy's dad a set of Adirondack chairs as a gift.
I got a week.
Yeah, exactly.
What's a week?
But they became something like, it was the only thing I'd ever sold. Well, I didn't sell them. The only thing I'd ever built where people asked me specifically to make that thing for them.
Yep.
And I sold 3 or 4 sets to people all over the country. I shipped them and delivered them to like South Jersey. And so that was why we chose the Adirondack chair.
Yeah, it's a
it's like a craftsman take on it.
Yeah, and it's a common piece of furniture and something that people, would build.
Yeah, it's not difficult to build. You could build it with hand tools if you had to. Mm-hmm. And it's something that should last you, good 20 years. I mean,
More. If you take care of them, they should last indefinitely.
We haven't taken care of those out there, and they're over 20 years old.
Yeah, I was telling Jordan, he was sending me some pictures of some oak that he had, white oak. He was like, yeah, I'm thinking about using this. I said, I got to send you. I forgot to, but I said, I got to send you the pictures of the white oak one that Rob built that has no finish on it. It's been outside for 20 years. I mean, it's
gray.
It's fine. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. It's just gray.
You're just starting to see some of the glue joints on like the bigger pieces, but they're not splitting apart or anything.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a testament. Overbuild.
Overbuild, under profit. Yeah. Take those screws out. Got our next question here.
All right.
This one came in via email. I'm in my mid-40s, self-employed as a bath remodeler. I'm starting to transition into woodworking as a lateral to eventually move out of remodeling. Over the last year, I've been building a shop, acquiring tools and equipment, and started various projects. At some point, I would hope to partner with another person. My thought is to just keep honing my craft and building a shop. Do you have advice for me to implement over the next 5 to 10 years? That's from Kevin at House Evolution, Haus, House.
Yeah, there's a couple of layers to that question.
Mm-hmm.
I'll talk about, I'll pick one point. I'll say partnering with another person. That's probably going to be your most difficult portion of this.
Mm-hmm.
And it's going to require a good amount of luck too.
There's not a big pool of people to pull from to, find another like-minded craftsperson,
right?
Who is doing the same thing as you,
right? Because you're not opening a deli and you're both, where it's just something that two people just have to show up and get along.
Yeah,
you have to find somebody like Jeff in Tone that has the right skill set, and now you're going to work in this. As laid back as it is, it's a pressure-packed environment to run a small business that sort of goes against the grain, sorry for that pun, of what our society is really consuming, which is mass-marketed, mass-produced, consumable, disposable goods.
It's like that fast casual restaurant. Yeah, it's fast casual. No, it's just fast food. It's junk.
It all comes from Cisco on a truck.
Yeah.
It's all Cisco.
That burger was microwaved, sir.
So that's something you have to be on the lookout and start cultivating before you're even at the point of launching a business. If you're lucky enough to have somebody in mind,
mm-hmm.
start dreaming and planning with that person now. And that will tell you whether or not you're suited.
Yeah, I'd say it's also the biggest risk in the equation because that if you're running a business as a bath remodeler, you're adept enough to make a living at that. And, you always have that to fall back on, but you introduce a partner into the thing mm-hmm. and, things get complicated and, it's not as simple as, the woodworking projects aren't coming in this month. We're just going to pick up a bath remodel job.
Right. You might have to find somebody that could also do that.
Right.
And you never know who you'd run into as far as what their skill set might be.
Mm-hmm.
But that's a biggie. The idea of partnering with another person might be because maybe you don't think you could do it by yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And working by yourself has its advantages and disadvantages. But if you're tackling small projects, things that don't require a lot of physical strength and things like that two people are needed for, I would suggest maybe starting by yourself.
Yeah. Yeah, and if you are building small things, like if you don't have, machine redundancies, you're going to
mm-hmm.
be on top of each other. Like you're both making cutting boards. How are you both going to do that at the same time?
Yeah. You might need 2 sanders, 2 this, 2 that.
Tips for sort of getting yourself there. Well, if you're doing bath remodels now, start selling your customers' vanities.
Yeah.
I mean, that's going to be
great idea.
the easiest way for you to get into that and start, turning it from just a dream to a profit, a profitable part of your business. Even if you have to, break even or take a little bit of a
loss leader, as they call it,
to build the vanity, it's going to get you closer to that business that you're trying to transition into. And maybe this year you're taking a loss, and next year you're making a tiny bit, and the next year you're making a little bit more. That way you can invest that money that was going into the pockets of Home Depot or Ferguson or whoever back into yourself. You can reinvest that into the shop and get a better setup. So when you do make the full jump in 5 to 10 years, you're better off.
And he starts looking for like a shop space. He's probably got a 2-car garage that's filled with tools on the side, and he probably pulls his car in there too.
I'm not sure. I mean, he said he's building a shop.
So if you're building a shop and you have that luxury, I would try, as we do, purchasing a tool at a time. Not get too hung up on doing it all at once and get it functioning all at once, but invest in the right tool, the right machine, so you're buying once.
So I see now. I remember I reached back out to Kevin to clarify some things, and he said, yes, it would be full-time woodworking. At some point, I would enjoy working in my own shop 40 hours a week. I'm very interested in building doors. Samurai Carpenter on YouTube has been a big help, and I have followed some of his techniques on some successful door projects already. So, yeah, I mean, you're definitely going in the right direction if you're already taking on projects. And I mean, the only thing the next step is just booking out.
Right.
I mean, that's really it. And like we did, sometimes you have to. The wind is really picking up here. You just have to take the leap, and I mean, that's what we did. It doesn't always work out. But.
No. As far as tools, dust collection's a biggie that people often overlook.
Yep.
Just throw that out there.
We just got a severe thunderstorm warning.
It's always good when you have a metal roof on the building. You can tell what's going on up there.
Yep.
So I think that's about it. Acquiring tools and equipment. Yeah. I would say don't get in over your head as far as purchases. Try and stay, solvent.
Mm-hmm.
And that way, if, things slow down, you don't have all these bills that are due.
And just keep plugging away.
Yeah. I say more power to you.
Yeah. Good luck.
Let us know how it's going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got another one here from Jordan.
Yeah, it's just for you, Jeff. Wants to know what you're planting in your garden box.
That's not my department. That's the wife's job.
I hope there's tomatoes in the future.
Yeah, so I'll probably be. I know she has now in the house, not tomatoes because those are easier to just buy. The plants. She's got beets and a bunch of different lettuce, asparagus maybe. That's a perennial actually, asparagus. What the hell else does she have?
Peppers? Cucumbers?
Peppers. I don't think we have cucumbers right now. Cucumbers never grow right, I feel like, in the garden.
Well, what can I look forward to over here? That's what I want to know. Well, how much?
You didn't get anything last year. The birds ate it all. We have a blueberry plant. We have a raspberry plant, a strawberry plant. Yeah. I definitely want some hot peppers, some jalapenos, some maybe habaneros. But yeah, I'm hands off. I let her handle that. I built a garden box, but I'm killing 5 birds with one stone on that one. I'm getting rid of the dirt. I'm making my wife happy.
That's worth 3.
Yeah.
That's 3 stones right there.
Ain't that better?
So we're gonna go with the regular vegetable routine.
Yeah. Yep.
All right.
And we're doing a little composting, getting ready for the growing season.
I wonder if people can hear all that stuff going on.
I don't think so.
Yeah. So
it's pretty loud though.
This is our last question today.
Yeah.
That's from Corey, CT Woodwork on Instagram. What was your very first project that got you into woodworking?
Well, I guess going back to, being a finish carpenter, I built my first walk-in closet, which was, it was about a 150 square foot closet, all on site, all 3/4 plywood and probably poplar face frames and stuff. So that was really the first thing that I did.
Wow.
If you can call that woodworking.
Well, I'll go even low. I'll lower the bar then.
The TV stand.
That was my first project, although it didn't.
We're getting power surges.
Yeah, it didn't. That's not where I thought I would be a woodworker. The first thing I built that made me like kind of get interested in doing it was something a little bit like that. I was still a chef at Taste in San Francisco, and we needed these cubbies for everybody to put their backpacks and stuff in, and I volunteered to build it. And I borrowed one of those old radial arm saws, an old DeWalt, that kind of looked like the spaceship kind of stuff. And I put a dado blade on it, and I was like so it was all just out of like CDX type of plywood, but I had dadoed where all the cross members were going to go, and I thought I was really something. And I built that and painted it, and I thought, man, this was cool. I want to do this. I cooked for years after that and then taught even after that before I became a full-time woodworker. But doing that made me realize I had found something that gave me, this inner sense of joy and peace.
Yeah, the old radial with a dado. I know Frank still does that. Not many guys though.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah, that's a Norm. Yeah, it's like a Norm move.
Yeah, that's probably where I saw it. That was the time where I would watch everything that Norm did on PBS, and I remember I buy my very first tools. That big 3 horsepower router, is it 3 1/4 or whatever those big Porter cables are? I think that was my first purchase after that.
Nice.
So that was it. Very humble beginnings, let's say.
Yeah. Well, that's the best way.
So let's talk about the beer of the week.
Yeah. Hey, another heavy hitter from Kitsune, the Forager. Yeah. That was good.
Really was. And as we found, you don't have to live in Arizona to get your hands on this stuff.
No, find him on Instagram, hit him up. He'll tell you how to get it.
Mm-hmm. Or you could just ship it right to your door.
Yeah, possibly.
You saying we got special treatment?
Yeah, I'm not sure of the
the logistics,
the
there?
legality of that.
Oh, that's right.
But you could always ask.
Yeah, I know. We might start something there, right?
I mean, you can ship beer. I don't know what the
I see here that this was brewed at Simple Machine Brewing Company, 701 West Deer Valley Road. When I was a kid and lived in Arizona, I went to Deer Valley Junior High School on Deer Valley Road.
Really?
I wonder if that school's still there, and I wonder how close. We're going to have to
we'll look it up on the Patreon.
We'll Google this thing and see how many degrees of separation there are.
Yeah, that'll give us something to talk about on there.
Yeah.
We want to thank our gold tier patrons.
Very much.
Jerry Greene, David Murphy, Manny Sirianni, Dustin Fayer, Adam Pothast, David Shoemaker. David, I'm sorry, I can't get it out of my head. And Colin Lai. I was gonna say, what were you gonna say? I
was gonna add that Manny's gonna be working with us on a project.
Oh yeah. Up. Well, let's get that deposit first.
Yeah.
That job got complicated real quick.
Oh yeah, because of the time timing. Frame. Yeah. That's right.
Yeah.
There's always something. There's always a monkey wrench.
I know. When you think everything is lined up, it turns out it's not. But I wanted to say, if you guys want to support the podcast and get a little extra podcast every week and info, You can join the Patreon. We do an after show that we put up on Thursday morning. That's like a half hour or an hour where we talk about all kinds of different stuff. We're going to dive deeper into some stuff, I think, on there today, probably.
Yeah.
And at the beginning, you probably heard from Montana Tool, you put in the coupon code American Craftsman, you're going to get 10% off your order. So
that's cool.
Yeah.
That's just for the Patreons, or is that
that's
for anybody?
anybody.
Wow. And they're already priced pretty fairly. I mean, if you shop around, you'll see the prices are right in line, if not less than. So
and
another
made
10%.
in Montana.
Yeah, made in America.
We're still working out the dollars and frequency, but we're going to be giving away Montana brand tools to our patrons. That's
that's what.
We're not taking any. We're not getting paid for these ads. We got rid of the ads that we were getting paid for, but we want to pass it on. We're going to give away tools to our patrons.
Yeah.
From Montana because they're great tools. So
yeah, it's a nice give back.
Yeah.
All right, everybody be well out there. Take care of yourselves and each other.
We'll see you next week.
All right.
Episode 34.
Ciao.